All right, guys, let's talk real estate. Let's let's talk about common things and philosophies and stuff like that. Um, let's talk. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that you don't sell real estate, and I think this is a super common misconception. A lot of real estate agents think that they sell real estate, and I know when I first got in the business, that's what I thought my job was. That's what I put my focus towards and tried to figure out how can I do a better job of selling real estate. And when I say sell real estate, I guess what I'm saying is how do I convince people to sell their homes and how do I convince buyers to buy homes? And I think that's why I struggled just so bad in the business. My first 6 months, I literally made no money. And I just really struggle with how to kind of convince or trick people into buying stuff that they really don't want to buy or selling stuff that they really don't want to sell to be able to, I guess, push them over the edge to do that. And number one, that's not what you do as a real estate agent. You know what I mean? We're not, I mean, I was going to say we're not able to convince anybody to buy or sell, which, whether we are or not, I guess is a question of how good you are at manipulation. I guess the better statement would be you shouldn't want to manipulate people, even if you have the skills to do it. And beyond that, like I said, we don't sell real estate. I mean, you are in the business of marketing. When I hear someone say, "Oh, I'm a real estate agent," what I hear them say is, "I'm in the marketing business." And the reason why I say that is because if nobody knows you, you can be the best real estate agent in the world, but they're not able to transact with you. They're not able to buy through you. They're not able to sell with you, right? Obscurity is the greatest enemy to a realtor. That is the biggest thing that you're looking to overcome is having people know who you are, right? So shift your mindset from I sell real estate to I'm a marketing company, and you'll see your business grow instantly. Now, there's a lot of other things that you've got to figure out besides getting attention, but I really do think that getting attention and getting people to know you is the first thing. And I know for me, I got licensed in 2005, and I didn't really start focusing on being known until it was probably 2008 or 2009, I'm thinking. And that's when I really, really made a conscious decision with all-out massive action to have people know me. And the vehicles that I chose to do that was really anything that I could think of that made some sort of sense to me. And so to give you an idea of exactly what I did is I did direct mail, I did postcards and letters, I did pay-per-click advertising, which in the early 2000s was known, but I think in our area, which is the high desert of Southern California, not many people, if anybody all, was really doing that or maximizing the ads. That's a whole other conversation too. So I did internet advertising. Also, Facebook was fairly new. I forget when it came around, but I definitely wasn't real active on it. And so I really worked on my Facebook ads, and of course that's transformed into the other outlets that other social medias like YouTube, Instagram, etc. So doing that. I really made a concerted effort to talk to people as I go and I live my life. Like I remember my daughter's T-ball team. I mean, I would pick up transactions from there, my sons, and I helped coach those teams. And I just, you just meet people. I mean, I've picked up deals and been able to help people because I met him at a gas station. I remember thinking of a guy here in Apple Valley. I was pumping gas. He pulled up. I think it was on a Saturday or Sunday, and I was working. And he had a classic car, and I thought to myself, that's a cool car. And then I thought to myself, well, Derek, you should let him know that, number one, to show, that you think it's a cool car, whether that means something to him or not doesn't matter. Number two, you're in the business of marketing. There's somebody to market to, right? And so I went over and I talked to him and said, hey man, that's a really cool car. What year is it? We got to talk, and I give him his card. And I don't remember if that one in particular worked out to be a deal, but I've had that happen many times. Same things, I can think of a deal that I did that I was able to generate going through Rite Aid in North Victorville. I had left a listing or just went to a listing. I remember I ran in there to grab some gum and maybe a drink, and the lady behind the counter, I just got to talking to her, and she was a nice lady. And so I basically, at the end of the transaction, I said, you know what, you're a nice lady, I like you. Thank you for serving me and taking care of me. I'm a local real estate agent. If I can ever serve or take care of you or somebody that you care about, here's my business card. Give me a call. And I got a call, I think it was 3 years later, from her daughter that wanted to sell her house in Apple Valley, and boom, there's a transaction. And the lady told me, hey, you met my mom. She worked at Rite Aid in Victorville, and you made a good impression, and she saved your card. And so, you know, I think that's some things that as real estate agents we need to really think about. Other avenues, of course, I did cold calling, I did door knocking, I did open houses. You know, I did basically everything that I could think of that made sense for me. Some things that I didn't do that may work in your market or may even work here that I haven't done is billboards. I didn't get into the billboards primarily because I went to my broker at that time, and I looked to him for guidance, just like how you should go to your broker for guidance. And I said, hey, what do you think about billboards? And you know, basically he poo-pooed them and said they're a big waste of time. Maybe I should have tested that. Maybe I will in the future, but that's something that I did not do. I did advertise in a local magazine. I think it was Welcome Home magazine. I advertised in that magazine and probably 2 other magazines. I forget what they were. I stopped advertising in actual magazines years ago. I'm sure you can still get deals from it. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but just for me, I chose to focus. I used to advertise on newspapers too. So that was something that people did when I got in the business in 2005, is they still, in our area, advertised real estate in newspapers. So I worked away from the newspaper and the magazine after the crash of '08. And as I came out the other side in '09, I decided to focus more on direct mail and internet, social media, which, like I said, was pretty new at the time. Also started advertising on Yelp and other places that I could, potentially grab home sellers.